Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is the fourth kind, an Azorius Synthesizer deck that came to us thanks to one of our friends. We did make some changes to the deck, as we will note when we go through the deck. We have some removals, bounce, and even a sweeper to deal with opposing men, as well as an equipment and a vehicle. Caretaker's talent will play a big role in helping us draw extra cards and boost our board. The aim is the same as any other synthesizer deck. Build an army of Robot Overlords and get in for smash hits. We're playing 4 Into the Flood Maw, the 1 mana bounce spell that can scoop up enemy men at an instant. We have the option to give the opponent a tapped fish token if we want to bounce any non-land permanent the opponent controls. It's a great way to buy time or temporarily get rid of a problem permanent. We're playing the full set of 3 Steps Ahead, the amazing card that fits in any synthesizer deck, thanks to its 3 modes that can all help in one way or other. The best mode is the copy, but we can easily make use of the counterspell mode and the card draw to help find a synthesizer. Carrot Cake is a useful artifact that will generate a 1/1 rabbit token when we play it out, and also gives us a scry 1. Combined with the talent, this gives us better odds at finding a synthesizer or any card we need. For 2 mana, we can eat the cake and gain 3 life along with another 1/1 token and another scry. Not on My Watch was originally Elspeth's Smite and a pair of No More Lies, but we took them out for more copies of 3 Steps Ahead and Not on My Watch. The Smite was good, but was limited in what we could take out, while Not on My Watch will hit anything that's attacking. Caretaker's Talent is a big card that takes any deck that can generate tokens up a couple of notches. Any synthesizer deck should be able to generate tokens reliably enough to be able to get extra draws from the talent. And although we might not need to take this to level 3, level 2 will still be useful in making an extra copy of a token for only 1 white mana. Unidentified Flying Object. No, wait. Hovership is a removal vehicle that can take out any enemy that has 5 toughness or less. If they were to remove the hovership, they would manifest Dread, but the guy we took on board is gone for good. It crews for only 1, so we can use a rabbit token to get in for damages in the air. The synthesizer is the factory we'll be firing up to generate our Robot Overlords. This is our key card that we'll be looking to play out as early as possible to take advantage of the Scry 2 and to start generating tokens. The Assimilation Aegis is a removal equipment that fits well into our synthesizer plans. It's perfectly costed to trigger the synthesizer, and it will clear out an opposing enemy. Once we equip it, the equipped creature will become a copy of the guy we've assimilated. The opponent will get their men back if the equipment is destroyed or bounced, but it can be used to clear out a blocker, even if only for an attack. We're playing the full set of Sunfall. If there's anything this deck does, it will get rid of enemy men. The Sunfall is extra protection against those men that are hard to deal with, such as Valgavoth. With this, we won't have to worry about any ward abilities. Their men will be gone. For lands, we have 1 Mycosynth Gardens, which can turn into a copy of one of our artifacts. 4 Seachrome Coast, the Azorius land that enters tapped after we have 3 or more lands in play. 4 Restless Anchorage, the Azorius Man land. 1 Meticulous Archive, the Azorius Surveil land. 2 Flood Farm Verge, the Azorius land that needs a plains or island to produce blue mana. 4 Adarkar Wastes, the Azorius Pain land. 2 Island, 1 Plains. 4 Fountainport, the colorless land with multiple activated abilities. And 1 Fomori Vault, the land we can use to search out artifacts off the top of our library. Playing the deck is fairly straightforward, with the early turns setting up mana and using removals to keep powerful enemy men in check. A turn 3 talent or synthesizer are strong plays, as that can set us up for strong plays in the mid to late game. Use Carrot Cake for the scry to help find a key card or to get some lands early. The 1/1 rabbit tokens are effective blockers to prevent early damages or can be a force with a talent on level 3. With all the removal, the mid to late game should be ours. For upgrades, bring in one of my favorite cards, the World Walker Helm. It can be used to make copies of any artifact tokens we already have. Making a token hovership with a helm in play could easily seal the game up. Steel Seraph is another fantastic card that can be brought in, as that can give us life gain to be able to extend games against aggro. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Daffy Duck. No, wait. It's Flaffy. Ducky. Just Ducky. We're kicking things off with a 3-lander, plenty of artifact removal, and bounce along with a 3 steps ahead. It looks slow, but we do have the bounce for any early threats, as we like to say around here. Keep your pants on. Our first draw is a synthesizer. We're happy to have it. Our second draw is a removal, which is completely fine. So far they've gone without any plays, so we'll be able to land our synthesizer next time around and go from there. They are a bats player. If they take our synthesizer, that leaves us so many ways of dealing with their bat. The immediate one is simply bouncing their bat back to hand. It's such a hard decision. I don't know if I can choose the synthesizer. Am I right, bro? They did take the synthesizer, but since we want to play it out on our turn, we'll bounce their bat back to hand. All that time trying to decide, and it didn't even matter. On top, we have another synthesizer along with a second 3 steps ahead. It's the perfect pair of draws. Let's get the synthesizer first, then we'll start making copies of it with 3 steps ahead. The bat makes a return, a little bit embarrassed, but hasn't lost his smile. Which removal is it going to be this time, bro? They don't want their men assimilated, apparently. That's fine. The hovership will take care of the bat at some point. We're not really going to prioritize removal of the bat. Second synthesizer incoming. The factories are going to be running hot. We get a land along with our 3 steps ahead. We're all right on 4 lands for the moment. We top out at 5 mana for Sunfall, but before that, our top end is 3. They play out a Bloodletter, but all that does is let them hit for 2 with their bat. We're still not concerned one bit. Let's go ahead and send in our Robot Overlord. If they block, we can make an instant copy of a synthesizer and we'll take out their Bloodletter. If they don't block, we can play out the hovership. They snipe the hovership. Bro probably thinks he gets his guy back, but it stays on board. He's gone, bro, probably being probed in who knows where as we speak. They show us they mean business and hit us for a point. Only 16 more turns to go. Let's crank up the damage output and make a token copy of a synthesizer. This should turn up the heat. Let's send in the Robot Overlords. They can only block 1 and have to take the hits from the rest. Damages, bro. Damages. They are so done, Daffy coughs up a hairball. Smell ya later, bro. GG's. This is Bra-N Flakes. Using a women's undergarment as part of your name is so clever, bro. We get a 4-lander with double hovership and a 3 steps ahead. Men will be abducted this game, that's for sure. Keep. They surveil something into their grave, but that's fine. We've got the hovership hand, and we'll eat whatever makes it on board. They throw down the tiny bronco, the snake horse with bite. I heard him say he likes being abducted. Welcome aboard the mothership, bro. The channel of the Synthesizer, the Shark Side. Enjoy your time on the big show. They too are a bat player, like our last opponent. It doesn't matter what they take, their bat will end up under an artifact. They take the hovership, but we have the equipment, or we can make a token copy of the first hovership. The choice is all ours. We have another land on top, but we have too many lands already. Sure, it's a man land, but we've already got what we need to play every card in the deck. Let's assimilate the bat, and if we ever equip a guy with it, we'll have a bat of our own. They play out a Shelly, but I heard her say she wanted the abduction experience. Coming right up, Shelly, don't you worry about that. They get a preacher. I think we've got room for him in a hovership, right? We'll pass the turn without any plays. Let them think we're about to get got by their preacher. They go to attack, and it's our time to strike. Hang on to your pants, bro. You're coming aboard. Amazing. They fire off a removal. On their own guy. He's not on board, but he's in the grave, which is just as good if you ask me. The fear of abduction is real. Surely there are no more hoverships in my future, they say, as they play out another preacher. Little do they know. The talent will let us copy the token hovership we made, and we'll get a draw as well. The rabbit tokens we can make with the carrot cake will let us crew up a hovership, and we can get in for hits. They snipe our rabbit token like it's a nightmare monster. You took care of it, bro. You're safe now. A Lily will take our land, but I hope they don't expect her to hang around. She won't fit on a hovership. Her rear end is too wide. A Sunfall is not what we wanted to see. We'll go ahead and activate our manland and send it in on Lily and her giant underpants.
You couldn't be more annoying!
Lily trips over her own giant pair of underwears and slips into an early grave. Oopsie poopsie. That's right, a treasure will save you. All you need now is to draw your 8 mana card. They realize the futility of their genius plays and setting up their board for their killer 8 mana card and scoop it up like a hero at Baskin-Robbins. GG's, bro. This is Capybara in room 77. I didn't know a capybara could play MTG. Let's do this, bro. We start this one off with the Shuffler special. If not for the carrot cake, we'd likely take a mull here, but the scry might be able to save our bacon. Keep your pants on. The carrot cake will be our play. We really need a good scry to see about getting a third land. When the shuffler hangs you out to dry, make sure you can find lands yourself. Another artifact is not on our want list. Let's send it on down. Still no third land, so let's go ahead and eat our cake. Let's see what we got on top. That's a third land, boys. We'll keep it. Sure, it enters tapped, but it beats being stuck on 2 for 8 turns. They play out a talent, but that's it for their turn. Our Surveil land shows us an equipment on top. Let's go for a 4th land or something else. They've got no men, so more removals aren't needed. They take their talent to level 2 without anything to copy. That's strategic genius right there. If only I could make such powerful plays. I'm so jealous of your brains, bro. We draw into a 4th land. That's exactly what we needed. Let's land our talent, and we can use it right away to copy a rabbit. Wait, it looks like they have a removal. Sure enough, they sniped the rabbit we were going to copy. I'm surprised their skull can house such an enormous brain. They snipe our talent. There will be no card draw when we generate tokens of any kind, not even the 4th kind. Looks like we might have to go the distance with this one rabbit. Go ahead and set the video to like double speed. We've got another 17 turns to go. My amazement is at an all-time high. The genius move of leveling up to level 3 when you have nothing else on board is absolutely superb strategy. I did not even see that coming. I feel so dumb, bro. Thanks for teaching me the ways of genius moves. We'll go ahead and make a fish. It's not a genius move, but it's all my own brain can muster. We draw a synthesizer, and that's going to be our play. On top, we have another synthesizer and a land. We'll go ahead and ship the land, but we'll be going with a double synthesizer board on our next turn. They've got 6 mana and 0 plays. Their genius is at such a high level that it evades my understanding. It's time for a second synthesizer. Let's get our first Robot Overlord, and then we can send in our fish and rabbit. That's 2 lands on top, and we have to decline both. They hit our Robot Overlord with a Get Lost. That's a horrible removal, by the way. Sure, it deals with the problem, but those map tokens are going to help us. Bro is going to take a ride on the animal side. We get our tokens pumped, and we have a 3rd synthesizer on the way. I can't believe they have 7 mana now and no plays. Or is it part of their genius plans? With a synthesizer in hand, we'll go ahead and send in Team Animal. We don't really need to play anything else out if they're just going to keep taking hits, a rabbit punch and a fish slap. They play out another talent. Such superb strategy. There's no way I would have devised a line of plays like theirs. Let's see if we can close the game out with a surprise synthesizer. They smash one of our Robot Overlords, but that still leaves us with 10 damage on board. Did they outsmart themselves? All right, we've got our board stacked. Let's get in there for damages. And make them use a removal. They take care of our artifacts with a Brotherhood's end. Then they snipe our fish. Our rabbit might end up being the killer. We'll activate our man land and get in for hits. They take the pain and go down to 1. The pants have fallen off the capybara, there's not enough removals for the rabbit, and the man lands we now have. Like a true genius, they outsmarted themselves. GG's, bro, extra cheese. This is Budweiser. Say hey, bro. He might be too drunk, but he's here to play anyways. Another shuffler special, but this time around our carrot cake can't help us out since we don't have any white. Our only play would be the Into the Flood Maw, but after that, we might be cooked. Let's not risk it. Mull. Then we get another shuffler special with double duels, a carrot cake, and a synthesizer. It looks like the one card we can put back is the Not on My Watch. Everything else plays well together. Keep. We get a third land right away, but we've got to start with the man land as it enters tapped. Our Budweiser is also a Bats player, but now we know he's Bud not Wiser. Which synthesizer are you taking, bro? Being the wisest of them all, our Budweiser takes the carrot cake. Whoa, double bat board. Surely this time around they take the synthesizer. They take the Hovership, which honestly is a good move, but that leaves us the synthesizer, which can easily turn things around with the Scry 2 ability. We have a land and a 3 steps ahead on top. We'll keep the 3 steps ahead, but the land has got to go down. A third bat comes down. No, wait, it's a slasher. I thought we were going to ride a bat wave to eternity. We'll leave up our 4 mana and see what they do. We could make an instant synthesizer, or we can activate our man land and block a bat. They go all in. They might have removal, so we'll make an instant copy of our synthesizer. We'll block the slasher and at least make it so we're not losing half our life with one hit. We'll play out our Hovership, and we'll abduct a bat. What's it like losing a card to a card? We'll also get a pair of Robot Overlords, thanks to the Hovership being an artifact. Bro is having a great time over there. Let's touch the best cards on board at the moment. That's right. They send in their bat. Oopsie poopsie, bro. You've done that which you shouldn't do. Let's crew up the Hovership and throw it in front of the bat. Our Budweiser is not as wise as he claims. Sure, we could Sunfall, but we got this under control. Let's throw down the second hovership and abduct a slasher. Ain't nobody blocking for you, Budweiser. You got a 1-mana removal, bro? Let's see it. Come on, I know they exist, but you've got it in your deck and in your hand? Apparently not. Those slashers sure are great, aren't they? Where you going, bro? This party is only getting started. GG's. This is Horny Thopter. No wait, it's Omnomthopter. No wait, it's Omnithopter. We get a 3-lander with artifact removals, a talent, and a bounce. All we need is a bit more action, and hopefully we can draw into it early on. Keep your pants on. Bro surveils a nightmare right into the grave. They must have kept a shuffler special. Lucky us. We've drawn all lands, but at least we can play out our talent, and we can make a token with the Fountainport we're playing out next time around. They play out a Shrieker, but we've got a hand that's almost all removal. Let's get the Shrieker on board the hovership. He might be screaming the whole time, but that's fine. They try to hide in plain sight, but that's hard to do when those are the only 2 things you have on board. They really want to cheat things into play, don't they? But the fact that they played this out instead of trying to flip one of their men tells me they don't have anything on board right now. You gave yourself away, bro. They send in their men, but will make a fish token and get a draw. And of course, it's a land. I had planned on blocking, but our land draws are having an impact on the decisions we make. We'll take the hits. Let's force them to make the same play again on their next turn. Smell you later, beastie. Let's make a copy of our fish token, and then we can play out our equipment with enough mana left over to pay the ward cost. We'll assimilate the first one, and surprise, surprise, it's a land. Place your bets on what the remaining one is. They send in their face-down land, and we'll block up. It's a fair trade as far as I'm concerned. Oh look, it's not a land, it was a cut down. We knew it wasn't anything good from their play on their last turn. Let's send their beastie back to hand yet again. Smell that critter later. We'll throw down our synthesizer and see what we have coming up. That's another talent, and another 3 steps ahead. Perfect. We'll keep them both, and in that order. Let me guess, a rescue beastie perhaps? The same play 3 turns in a row? There should be a name for that. We'll play out the second talent and pass the turn. We know they're not even going to take time to think about what our last card could be. They send the pain, but if it's pain you want to dish out, it's pain you shall receive. Let's fire off our 3 steps ahead and copy our synthesizer. The Robot Overlord we get will block their beastie. One of these things is smaller than the other. They wish they could snipe our 5/5 Robot Overlord. If you got it, bro, better use it. I think they're wishing very hard that they hadn't turned their guy sideways. It's a rough life, and then your combo goes down the drain. They go throw up in their toilet. They've taken it kinda hard. GG's, bro. Extra cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.